Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's episode of the Diaspora Global Panel. With me today, I have Mr. Anthony Eze from the United States and Jude Unwa-Okolo from Dublin. Today, we have an interesting topic, a topic trending in Nigeria. It's about the spate of ritual killings in Nigeria that has escalated beyond what we have never seen before. And why this is shocking, and it's now what we think on Diaspora Global Panel as an emergency in Nigeria, is because this is now happening among the teeming youths in Nigeria. It's now happening, is now being perpetrated by 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 21-year-old Nigerians. This is why we feel this topic is worth our time this morning. But before we do this, there is another trending topic, another interesting story about the super cop, Abayari, that was arrested while negotiating the sale of 15 kilograms of cocaine that was seized by the NDLEA Abuja Command from a drug dealer in Enugu. Unbeknown to Abayari, he was being recorded while he was transacting the business. He was subsequently arrested on February 14th and is now in detention of the NDLEA in Abuja. Jude Unwa-Okolo, just briefly, what is your take about the situation of Abayari, a cop that was hailed by the Inspector General of Police then as a super cop, a national hero, when he and his boys arrested the notorious kidnapper called Evans in Lagos? What is your take briefly, Jude?
Yeah. I welcome our audience to our meeting again, as we usually do this time. You all are welcome, and this is an interesting story. It's interesting for the fact that we have seen that what is going on in Nigeria is not a day story. See, some of this might have been going on for a long time with other police officers. But this one came as a limelight to let the world know that we Nigerians need to correct these anomalies. We've seen when he was first being accused of conniving with a hush puppy, people thought they are trying to come into him because he is a high officer. But you can see, as nature will have it, it's extended to the point that because this guy has been doing this for a long time, there's no way he could have escaped it. So that is why this one came as a revelation for us to see actually what this guy is all about, and what is going on in the high people in Nigeria, in the armed forces, in the police, and stuff like that. So this is a clear picture for us to actually go into the Nigerian system and see how we can correct what is going on among the high-placed people there. In fact, that's it. And you can see there's no way I think anybody
can escape it. Thank you, Jude. Tony, what is your take briefly?
Yes, I'm not surprised, because crime in Nigeria, it depends on who commits crime. A lot of crime are being committed in high places, but because of a kind of organized crime, people protect those who are highly placed. And then those who do not have godfathers to take care of them, as soon as they commit crime, they're always brushed up as if they are the only culprits. There are many, many crimes that are underreported in Nigeria, and I'm not surprised.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yes. We also had the situation that a story that emerged this week when the EFCC announced that they seized, the properties belonging to a late general in the Nigerian army, running into billions of naira, petrol stations and whatnot. I think that it is time that the searchlight must be beamed on those in high places so that we can correct the decadence in the Nigerian system. So today we are going to talk about the ritual killing. Like I said before, this is an emerging trend that we are seeing among the Nigerian youth. You see, Nigeria is witnessing a spate of money ritual killings across the country, with 3 incidents in Ogun State, Nigeria, in the last 3 weeks. I'm from Ogun State. I feel so bad about it. And I have to be honest with you. All hands must be on deck for us to put a stop to this epidemic. Shockingly, one of the incidents involved, adolescents and young adults. And this begs a lot of questions. How did we get here? How is it that we are seeing our future, the future generation of Nigeria, engaging in quick money syndrome? How did we get here? Who is responsible for this trend? Tony, I'll go to you.
Yes, thank you for having me today. Ritual killing has been as old as Nigeria. It's not new. It's just that the social media has helped us to create opportunity where most of these crimes are easily reported. But the alarming part of ritual killing is the emergence of youths being directly involved in this ritual killing. In the days gone by, they used to be a kind of agent to those who want to use it with the Kabbalists. But now, because of sudden wealth syndrome, where they watch their colleagues who sometimes are dropouts from secondary school having sudden wealth. Again, these people, they watch internet-based portrayal, sometimes through the Nigerian Nollywood, where rituals are always propagated in most of these films as if it's the natural thing. Some of them, those who were caught, even went as high as telling the public that they learned how to do money ritual through the internet. Now, most of the values we have in Nigeria have been thwarted. I can say everybody, all of us are the cause of the involvement of youth. Parents, for example, no more ask the source of their teenagers, the wealth, how do they get money? Rather than raising an alarm, most of these parents will even start going for Thanksgiving in the church. That you find a girl in a university coming home with a brand new car. How did you get this car? No parents actually ask these questions. Now, the way the society glorified sudden wealth, nobody asks how this man all overnight become a millionaire, a billionaire. How we do it, we glorify wealth. When we do that, the young ones are watching. No thanks again to unemployment and poverty. People look for the quickest way to make it. Nobody wants to spend time again to be able to have patients 1 year, 2 years, 3 years to become comfortable. They want it now or never. Now, the politicians themselves, the way they flaunt their wealth, these teenagers sometimes, they look on to what in politics, what they do. And now, some of them kind of believe that why should I be wasting my time when there is a way out? All of us are aware of Yahoo Plus.
Hmm.
The Yahoo boys previously, they go along deceiving people, conning people to get their money. Now, the Yahoo Plus, it is alleged that now they combine the work of Yahoo boys plus ritual. So this time around, these teenagers not just collect these parts for people, they now use it direct. And it's so alarming. And
Wow.
we need to raise alarm to what is going on before the whole society becomes a ruin.
You see, Tony, you made a very good point, because in management, there is something they call social cognitive theory, and by Albert Bandura. And it stated that, children, they learn by modeling. Okay? They learn by social persuasion. Okay? And because everything you have said, you see, encompasses modeling and social persuasion. Because they see how these politicians, how these people, young boys, they just wake up one day, they become rich.
Mm-hmm.
What we just get is people ailing and saying, oh, that guy. You see, that combines, you see, modeling and social persuasion. And I think you made a fantastic point there. And I think, as you said, all hands must be on deck. The authorities, must be on deck to ensure, you see, we get rid of this troubling anomaly in our system. Jude, how did we get here? What is responsible for this trend?
Yeah, from the pictures you display there, you can see some of the use you display there. If you can display once again, most of these you see, they are from poor home. You can see if you go around there, you will see that there are people of low income. Most of them live like they probably are from the slum area. They don't look. They don't show any type of any kind of wealth taken care of, and you see that poverty, societal poverty, has contributed to what is going on. And what Nigerian produces, because what goes up must come down. Action and reaction are equal and opposite. So you can see they are the least in the society, and probably most of them don't have any source of income, even to talk about what they will eat. They don't have it. They don't know where the next square meal will come. So poverty is part of the issue we are dealing with here. And they are like people who have no hope of tomorrow. And as such, they put their hands, because if you see from the news, we see killing for 60,000 naira, cutting somebody's head for 60,000 naira. I read one for 5,000 naira for human parts. I mean, this is not money a rich man should look for, to go and look for a human part. These are people of the downtrodden society. So we can see that poverty has caused this as well. And this is what the government of Nigeria produces. Another one again is the prosperity gospel, where we hear in church nowadays. Nobody talk about go to work. When you work, you earn. All they tell you that God will bless you. You will make money tomorrow. Come and pray. Come and fast. Money is coming. That's what the pastor teaches these days. They don't. People don't even think that you can't get money without working. They think that money will just come when you pray and fast. And so whatever they see, they do. And whenever they get connected with somebody that wants them to bring this and bring that, the money will come from there, and they will pay their tithe and offering to the church. And the pastors themselves will not even ask them Where did the money come from? The money you're giving us, donations you're giving, how are you getting it? They don't ask, all they receive it. There are many things. Police, like our police that is meant to protect the society, being involved, we're not even prosecuting these cases, like the cases of where we see Abba Kyari now. If not that this case has gone too high, it will not be prosecuted. So the people in office that are supposed to prosecute cases that are of such nature, when they collect bribe, they give them money and they forget about this thing. So people think they can do it and go away free. So law breakage, law in Nigeria is not working, and application of law and implementation of law in Nigeria is not working. So there are many things involved in this. My brother there, there are many things involved. But what touches me is this little case, 17, 18, looking for money. And you can see they are from the very poor home, very down, and that's what touches me a lot. And I think we should see what we can do about it. We really have to do something.
Thank you, Jude. I have to say to you too, it's troubling, because when you see the story of these girls, these are secondary school girls in Lagos. They entered a cab, and the driver of that cab realized that he was perceiving a very troubling odor. The driver raised alarm, and these girls were subsequently arrested. And when their school bag were searched, they realized that it contained human parts. And when these girls were asked, these are 15, 16, 17-year-old girls, secondary school, they said they wanted to use those parts for money rituals. My brothers, this is alarming. And this is the reason why we have decided, to get involved, and to discuss thoroughly this topic. My question is this: how can we salvage our youth? Because from what Tony said and yourself, Jude, you are talking about the mentality, the disturbing mentality of our youth now. Because when we were growing up, what we knew was you go to school, go to the university, you study hard, you finish, you apply, you get a job, then you start living a good life.
Right.
Okay, that was our mentality then. But I think there is a disturbing mentality that these kids, are kind of cultivating among themselves. I know it is the fault of Nigeria, but let me just ask you, how can we salvage our youth from engaging in this kind of notorious activities? How can we reorient them? How can we reorient their mentality in a nutshell? Tony.
Yes, it's very disturbing, but we need to look at the different causes and see how one-on-one they can be redressed. We have already identified the sources of this disorientation. One is they learn that from home videos. Now in Nigeria, we have the NBC with their censors board. They should be at the neck of the producers of these home videos to make sure that some of the topics that influence youths into this kind of behavior are totally censored. In foreign countries, most of the films, there are ones they will say only 12-year-old, 14-year-old, different ages to watch. But in Nigeria, every film any person can watch. The censor board should be on the toes. Now, they should be able to, because most often time we see the arrest of these youths. How they pay the price for what they did. Think about it. Because oftentimes, after showing the public, the evidence is destroyed and there is no deterrent. Look at the recent example we had where Evans was the first to be punished for high-level kidnapping.
Yeah.
It was pronounced. When they showed all the proceedings in the law court, how he was finally condemned to death. Our youth, they need to use some of these people as an example. I'm sure, I'm not saying with clear authority that hanging Evans will solve the problem of kidnapping in Nigeria, but it's going to reduce it.
Of course, of
Going to
course.
reduce it. That
it's going to serve as a deterrent.
Thank you.
To others.
They now know that there is no scapegoat. If you commit a crime, you publicize. If it entails hanging or terms of imprisonment, it should be publicized so that the youth will see it. Most youth, seeing is believing. When they see the culprit being punished. Now, we need to hold those people with sudden wealth accountable. If these people are accountable and the same youth are seeing how these people are punished, it will act as a deterrent. Now we have, they call it a National Orientation Agency.
Yeah.
What are they doing? This is a good job for them. They need to go around to have gatherings, enlightenment gatherings, where they will explain to the youth the consequences of your action.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes, these youths, they always take the sweet part of this killing. I get this, I get money so quickly. What happens to those who failed? How they pay the price? So we need to go around. Parents should be held accountable. When you see that your children are coming with sudden wealth and you don't query that, you need to go to get involved in the punishment. So generally, it's not something you can have a quick resolution. It's going to have to take a long time. And if we frequently, if it means introducing this thing in our secondary school program, guidance and counseling, where frequently the youth should be on the right path, they need to be told that patience pays, commitment to progress pays. Forget about quick word. It's nowhere, because at the end of the tunnel, if you don't receive the punishment now, in future, you're going to receive the punishment.
Thank you, Tony. Jude, Tony mentioned the National Orientation Agency. That is an agency of the federal government of Nigeria responsible for, disseminating information, aiming at reorienting the population in Nigeria, the people in Nigeria, you see, for them to have access to sensitive information. Do you not think that by now we should be seeing the National Orientation Agency coming out in full force and disseminating information, targeting the Nigerian youth, okay, to ensure that at least this disturbing occurrence is mitigated against? Because we see the National Assembly asking the federal government of Nigeria to declare these scenarios, this unfortunate incident, as a national emergency. Do you not think that the federal government of Nigeria, through the National Orientation Agency, should start this process of disseminating information to our teeming youths in Nigeria?
Yes, it's clear. It's clear. Reorienting the Nigerian youth, we start from, you see, the children act on what they see. It's a perception. What is going on in society? They act by body language. For instance,
modeling.
For instance, now in Nigeria, we're talking about 2023 election. All they see now is about election, how they're going to make money. And when you get in there, your life, somebody who has nothing can come to office and become a billionaire overnight. You see, we tend to know that these are kids. Their brain, they're teenagers. Their brain is just like, their brain is working 24 hours a day. 24 hours. They want to do something. They want to make money. And when they see that the only thing you can do in Nigeria is to make money and become rich, buy a house, buy a car, I own one in Victoria Island, I own one in Ikoyi, I own one in this place. That's what they see in Nigeria. And they don't know how the money comes from. They follow suit. You see, so I think the best thing is this. In my opinion, charity should start from home. I see our leaders should not look at politics as where you go and make money, and they should keep themselves about that. You see, we see politicians displaying money, cars on the internet. They show their cars, how many fleet of cars, they buy the best car, they show it. They show people, they see, their children live in a high profile life. You don't even see their kids, they are traveling up. These children as well want to go abroad, they want to travel abroad. And how do you want them to get money? Anything that will make them make money to travel abroad, they want to do it.
So can you call on the National Orientation Agency?
Yeah,
the Ministry of Information.
Yeah, they should come in.
We should be seeing the impact of their actions by now. Because as the National Assembly said, this is a national emergency. What is happening in Nigeria? Because what we see is that these youths, they are arrested, the police, okay, they gather reporters around. And this is another area that I'm really, really unhappy about. Okay, how you see they arrest the suspect and you see reporters questioning them. Okay, questioning them, asking them, how did you do it? What did you do? For instance, the story of these kids that I'm sharing now. Okay, do you know that depending on how the screen is being seen, but on my side, the two kids to the right, one holding knife and the other one holding cutlass. They are the ones in handcuffs. Yes, as you can see. Okay, these two kids were the one that perpetrated the act. Okay, the other two kids on the left didn't know anything about it. Only after the act had been perpetuated, these two kids, they knew that these people on the left have this what they call a fireplace, the local fireplace, okay, that they can burn this and look at how stupid these two kids that are holding knife and cutlasses and cutlass, how stupid these two kids are. They said that they want to burn the head. They will convert the head to charcoal, this black to powder, and they will now use milk to swallow it. By that, they believe that when they swallow it, that they will be getting richer and richer every day. Mm-hmm. Okay, the two youths on the left, they didn't know anything about it, but they are being paraded as if they were part of the action. And one of them was even asked to carry the local pot that contained the human head. So what we see happening all the time is that the police, their investigation is about, just parade them, let the reporters question them. They believe that they are doing their job. The question is, how can Nigeria, Jude, through the Ministry of Information, the National Orientation Agency, what can they do?
Yeah,
what can they do to mitigate this problem? I know that is what they see. And as Tony said, okay, should the censorship board start acting proactively?
I know what you are saying here. They should start acting, but
so that we can limit the information that these kids are seeing.
The question we are saying here is this: some of these kids you are saying here on display, most of them, like we say go for instance, go to Ajagunle. How many kids have access to internet or phones for them to even hear what we are saying, I and you? What kind of information do you expect this body to actually give them so that they can see?
Let me tell you what they do. Yeah. Let me tell you what they do, Jude. Okay? Okay, it's true. They do not have access to phones or internet. They don't have their impoverished. But what we are saying is that we are talking. I know that the people in high places are watching us. Yes. So we are telling the government bodies to act fast. Okay, because this is a national emergency. They are seeing us. Now, how can the Ministry of Information, National Orientation Agency, how can they act? It's so simple. It's by sponsoring, leaflets. We see it. They throw it around in Dublin. I know that you have access to free newspaper. If I don't remember one, I remember Metro. Metro is free. You just see it. People will just go there, take it. Okay, pamphlet, leaflet on local radios. Okay, on local radio stations, they should sponsor advert in the local dialect. Okay,
yeah, that is one. But the point I'm trying to bring out here is this: most of these youths you are seeing here, they are of the downtrodden, they are of the lowest poverty level. They are hungry. You see, we are coming to a level. We are talking of a different level that is higher than them. They are thinking of even survival at this moment, and anything that brings them out
I'm talking of you advising the federal government. What can they do? I'm not talking from the point of these kids.
No, the federal government on this level of case, they should see a way to make them look like human beings. Like, let them know that they have access to food. They have to eat. They have to feel fine. Make them fine. But let them know that this country belongs to them. They are human beings. Okay. That's one point. When you bring them out of that level, when they start seeing light, somebody that cannot read even a flyer. He cannot read a leaflet. He don't have time for that. Or when they wake up in the morning, they will go out looking for what they're going to feed. Some go to the bin to pick cans to sell. Because they want to feed that day. They want to sell.
They go to the refuse dumps.
Yes, and pick cans and they sell it for food for that day. That's what they do.
They pick iron. They pick all those things.
Everything.
Let's give Tony a chance. Okay, Tony, what do you think the government should be doing right?
Okay, I think I'll just add up to what Jude is trying to bring in. Part of what is happening is high unemployment.
Yeah,
this is a situation where the population, we have about 70. It's on record that the youth of Nigeria is almost between 65 and 70 million.
Yeah,
70%. I'm talking about percentage.
Yes, yes. Some say 60 to 70%.
An idle hand is a devil's workshop. That's a popular saying. If we don't keep this youth busy, government will pass you to government will pass you to have a kind of youth program. It's not, they cannot give employment to everybody.
But
there are some youth programs where you keep these youth busy, give them some allowance. If these people are busy, they will think less of crime. It's not that you're going to finalize it, but you reduce the percentage that are involved in crime. Because they are busy, they wake up in the morning, they have a place to go, they know they have a schedule. In advanced country, we keep on saying this, though we cannot compare advanced countries with Nigeria, but these youths in advanced country who do not have a job, they force some of them to be in high school, the one we call secondary school, because most of some of these countries, up to high school, up to secondary school, it's free education everywhere.
Tony, please, let me interrupt you here. Okay. I want to give you a scenario. Okay. In Dublin here, if you don't give them, every Friday they go to the post office to collect money for food. If you don't give them that money on Friday, I'm telling you, they go to Tesco, they go to Lidl, they break into the shops.
Okay.
That's
So
a country that is ruled by law.
you see. So
This is about, they are talking about hunger. Government cannot even say, don't give
right.
it food. This example
Right.
I'm telling you of an advanced country.
Right. So you are correct. What we are saying really is that if we remember some of the causes of this ritual killing, we discover that some of the youths, they are not committing this crime because they are hungry.
Yeah.
They are committing this crime because they need quick wealth.
Quick wealth. You get it. Not all these things actually, I mean, are being triggered by hunger. You see people that are very okay.
Right.
They are very okay. They are whatever they are riding cars, but they are
Exactly.
going into this.
Yeah, but the bottom line is that we should not stereotype that every person is okay or that every person is after quick wealth. There are some people who get into crime because of poverty, hunger. Keep this group busy. The comfortable ones who want quick wealth, as soon as they are caught, the way the press are messing them up under normal circumstances. In foreign countries, when a crime is committed, they don't even allow the press people. The lawyer to the family will not allow the teenager to open mouth anyhow.
Anyhow.
Yeah, in Nigeria, they expose them, collect the so-called evidence.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, they are not prosecuted. So what you need, exposing them, and just at the end of the day, you don't use them to set a good example for other youths to stay away from such crime. So we need to keep many of the youths busy. If it means, like what I said earlier, if it means giving them kind of internship, anything that can keep them busy, and then at the end of the day, you mold character. If you mold good character, they will not go into such crimes.
Thank you. So in essence, what we have,
To finish your question you asked me, there's a point I wanted to make, which I nearly forgot there.
Okay.
This agency this body by the government we are talking about, why should Nigeria allow a market where they sell body parts? Don't you think it's a time for this, because we are in such a predicament, I call it a pandemic. Don't you think all these markets they sell body parts should be banned in Nigeria?
Yeah, Jude, I don't think Nigeria allows, but I believe that the market exists, underground market.
Without license.
Without license. Nigeria does not allow, but there are underground markets where people can. So that is the work of the federal government. Those are the things that I was like asking. What can the federal government do to mitigate this? So one of it is for the police, the detectives, okay, to commence underground investigation to flush out all the perpetrators of underground human markets, okay, for our the National Orientation Agency to start information dissemination to alert our people that what you find on the internet, because you see one of the perpetrators, especially in the screen that I'm going to share, okay, one of the perpetrators, and I will try to point out the guy, okay, the guy said, this guy holding cutlass, he said that he found how to make oshole. Oshole means money ritual, that he found it on the internet. That is the guy holding the cutlass. Okay, he said that he found it on social media and he decided to try it out. Okay, I believe that the federal government of Nigeria, okay, can institute measures of control on what is being put on social media, what is being published. And I believe that the police should be going after by now, going after the publishers of such dangerous material on the social media. Tony, what do you think?
Yes, you hit it at the point. The fact is that Nigeria should have a kind of reorientation, not just to these youth, but to everybody. If we don't prosecute the cases very well, it will keep on reoccurring. The agency we mentioned, sometimes they can go through our secondary schools.
Thank you.
That's where most of these youths are. Have a program, call it any name, counseling, at certain intervals, a certain zone, they gather these youths to show them the pros and cons of committing this crime.
Thank you.
And that for them to realize that some of these things they get into in the internet is not real. In fact, there are some experiments they can do. In some countries, if they have this kind of fake belief, they can go to mortuaries or abandoned corpses, whereby they get a sample of what they would have gotten from killing another human being, demonstrate it to them that this thing doesn't work. Therefore, don't engage in exercise in futility. It doesn't work. It's fake news. Because unless these use are tested by most of these assumed belief, if it is demonstrated to them that they are not effective, they will not disregard it. Unless they are punished, they will not disregard it. So it's very, very important that either through churches, mosques, wherever we can find available venue to disseminate information that ritual killing is a disaster now in Nigeria. That every family should be on the watch out for the behavior of their children.
Thank you.
They should be able, because unless we take this in on a holistic approach, all this piecemeal approach not gonna help. Let me give you an example. In certain areas in the East, there is emergency of illegal drugs that some youth started taking in some states in the Southeast. So they said that when they take these drugs, they call it and a kind of Igbo name, they call it mkpụrụ mmiri, meaning something that goes with water. The youth of the community organize themselves. We're able to get the dealers, the distributors. They were able to, I'm not saying I support jungle justice, but they were able to hand some of them to the police. And at the end of the day, the tempo of the use of these drugs are mellowing down. If we use the same method in making sure that all hands are deck, the orientation agency cannot go to all the nooks and crannies of Nigeria. Nigerians everywhere, all of us should see this as a problem.
As an emergency.
As an emergency, whatever you need to do to expose the criminals. And then the Nigerian press, who focus more emphasis on portraying these criminals, they should focus more emphasis on following up these crimes to a logical conclusion. Tell us, these people you have now brought to our to Nigeria to see, we want them to follow up how they went to court, how they were convicted, how they were punished. Circulate it to the public like this one, that this group that were caught at so time, this is the way they ended. Youth of Nigeria, see the example. But not just bringing our people to the screen, and within a month, they disappeared. They died a natural death. Nobody ever hears how these people were punished. That's not the best way to go.
Thank you, Tony. Jude, like I asked before, do you not think it's high time the government, should be going after the publishers of these heinous materials, that are being published on the internet? And do you not think this is the right time for Nigeria to focus more on what goes on social media? We are not talking about the Twitter ban like we had in the Twitter ban. That was just a blanket ban. But we are talking of some kind of measures and control, okay, to ensure that what is published on social media are being vetted, you know, because let us be honest with ourselves. We are not in America. Okay, where they say human rights or whatever. I believe in human rights. I believe in it seriously. But I believe that government should have some form of say, you see, when we see something that are kind of, or some things that are kind of misleading, and that could have a spillover effect, you know, on certain youths, and it can influence them to committing disastrous acts. So don't you think it's high time that the government needs to focus more on promulgating laws, you know, or measures, you see, to ensure we nip this in the bud?
Yeah, actually, it's high time. Say, for instance, let's look at Nollywood. Every Nigerian watches Nollywood movies, which I know nearly used to watch it a lot. And we see Nollywood, they focuses on, they do most of these shows where you have ritual killings, how they make money, stuff like that. I mean, I think it's time for people, producers of Nollywood, to think about the right thing to actually show, do their something on. For instance, we have a lot of problem in Nigeria, politicians, quick money, how they make money. They should show us some aspect of politics in Nigeria, how we can eradicate all the debt money with true politicians, people going to office, rather than every time they're always showing us how they do some concussion and then money come out. Nollywood is a place I think government should actually go into and let the producers work on what the producers are, because this is why I know everyone in Nigeria normally go to watch. Government, social media should be you know, like it is done. It is the work of the government to control what they want their public to see. They should be censored. You know, there are many. It's not a big thing. The Ministry of Information and everything, the technological institution, they should work on how to let them advise the government how, you know, because social media is legalized everywhere in the world. Like Tony said it before. What did the youth see? And what age group are allowed to watch this? And there are some you can even ban totally, not to come on Nigerian, because we are in a pandemic now. It's high time we start restricting that what we see on social media. The other aspect I want to see is this. I say again, is government should find a way of reaching our pastors, imams, and the rest, to see how they can tell them to stop about talking about this get money, God will bless you when you give money, prosperity gospel. Let them know, let the youth know that there's no way you can make money without working. God will bless the work of your hands. It's not that money will fall from heaven when you pray or when you fast. It's not magical. The pastors need to help us on this, because nearly 60% of people I know in the south, southwest, southeast, southwest, all of them go to church. Nearly everybody in the church, either they're in the camp, praying overnight. Churches are busy every day. They should let the pastors put something on people's head. Forget about this prosperity preaching. Donate money, you will get this, you will get that. And how do they get this money? You see, it's like, you know, a show of money. So there are many things government should censor. It's not only through social media, but through interaction with public people that list, the churches, people that are in the high end, people like big churches like a Redeemed Church, all of them should play a part in this. It's come a point that everyone has to rise up and fight this. Let people know, the youth in particular, they have to know that the only way you can make money is through hard work. And anywhere information should come out from, not only on social media, because it's not only on social media, one-on-one interaction, one-on-one talking to people, like you said before. They should do some bills. They should, you know, billboards, everything. Let people know what is going on, and make noise in Nigeria. Let them know the outcome that these ritual killings have become a pandemic, and people should be aware. Create awareness in Nigerians to know that.
Yeah, and I think Tony mentioned there is a bill in process, that is ongoing in the National Assembly that they are trying to promulgate, just to address this social
But don't forget one thing.
ritual killing.
Don't forget one thing. One very important thing we shouldn't forget is this. Let the law of the land take its course on politicians who has embezzled Nigerian money, who are stealing money, and they are not being questioned because of their high end, the way they occupy. It's time for government to start questioning them, putting them, go to court. Let people see that they are fighting this pandemic of money rich through every angle,
Yeah, and I think what you are trying to say is that, and I think Tony also mentioned it, that the youth, they are seeing how people that are maybe broke and they just ventured into politics, maybe through a godfather, they get into a position and they start doling out money. People start seeing that these guys,
the law should prove
those are some of the reasons, or that is one of the reasons why people are being induced into getting involved in this money ritual thing. You see, that is what we are talking about. Tony, you want to?
Just a follow up. Jude is right about law of the land. Before this program, I called a lot of friends, lawyers back home, and they confirmed that there are laws that takes care of this ritual killing, because ritual killing is murder. And every state, federal government, if there is law out there, Nigeria always have beautiful laws. It's only about implementation. We should implement these laws. While we are waiting for the House of Reps that has a proposed bill, want to declare this in an emergency, and then appropriate punishment meted out to perpetrators. So we have to make sure that these laws are implemented. If you have a law that does not punish offenders, we are just creating fertile ground for people to continue in this business, because some of them, not all the youth, but some of the youth who perpetrate this crime, they always are assured by their godfathers, no problem, do your job, I will pay you. When it comes to litigation, I will bail you out. And that's why we usually don't hear the end of most of these crimes. So it's important that implementation of court processes to get these people, punish them. Appropriately. Don't punish the innocent, but those you caught on the crime and you discover that it's not that they're having psychiatric issue, they're oriented and stray, punish them according to the law so that it will be a deterrent to others.
Okay. May I ask you a question here? Is there a way that government can appoint an agency that monitors the police? Civil agency, civilians who are taking the job of monitoring the police, what they do, and reporting the issue to probably EFCC or...
there is a police public relations committee. I think they call them PPR something. They exist everywhere, but I don't know whether they have the power of oversight on the police. I don't know about that.
Okay, which ministry handles police affairs?
There is a federal ministry of police affairs, I think, in Nigeria.
Right.
There is.
They just need to energize them to do their job, because every government, when they create ministries, they have what you call a chain of command. It's just that people are not doing their job because you don't know how they got that job. Some people, many of the officers know the job very well. They know how to do it. But if you step on the wrong tool, it's either you are dead or you lose the job. So if we have sanity in Nigeria, where every person is allowed to do their job without fear or favor, then we have arrived. But until then, a lot of people are running away from doing their job, not because they don't know what to do, but out of fear.
Yeah, there is a ministry, a federal ministry of police affairs.
Okay.
So just to set the record straight.
Okay.
And I think the current minister was appointed in August 19, 2019 by President Muhammadu Buhari. His name is Muhammad Maigari Dingyadi.
Okay.
And the minister at the time sought the involvement of youth in the reform of the police force.
Okay.
So I think the minister is doing well there.
Okay.
If truly it means what I just read.
Yeah.
So Jude,
Yeah.
We are nearing the end of today's program. We are nearing the end of today's program. But before we go, I would like you to just give us a social media declaration on this sensitive issue of ritual killings among Nigerian youths. Jude, over to you.
Yeah, well, what I would say is this. Well, we hope this will die down as soon as possible. It's up. But the way it will come to a dead end is what I'm trying to figure out. What are we going to do to make it just dry up so that we just don't have this issue? Because now we have got our Kyari case at hand. I think we should start by giving an example with him. If convicted, the public should know that this kind of thing exists, and they used to know that because it's getting money, getting rich quick, that is putting him into this trouble. And they should use it as an example to the people who are in high offices, number one. Secondly, they should come down to the grassroots now. They should go down to the grassroots. They should government should stop going at the top level. They should come back to the grassroots, local government level, and see how they can bring this youth and nurture them as Nigerian children. As a father will hold a child, the government should do that now. Speak to them one-to-one, talk to them one-to-one, one-on-one, not on papers, not on TV, one-on-one. Local government chairman should reach them house to house. What is the problem, my brother? What is the problem, my son, my daughter? What's the problem? What is happening? Talk to them one-on-one. Reach them, know who they are, know them by name, call them by their name. As a son, talk to a father. That's what I think they should do now at the grassroots level, so that the youth, they will feel human. They will feel human, that they are human beings. Then they should start from there, and so that they will, if you know your child, you will know how to talk to your child. We have to know them.
Of course.
That's what I
Thank
think
you.
is the first thing we should do at this moment.
Thank you, Jude. Tony.
Yes, I think you just a summary of all our proceedings for today.
Yeah.
Number one, we all have agreed that all of us have a part to play.
Beautiful.
And it's going to be we have to have immediate goal and long-term goals.
Okay.
The press had to do a good job in bringing to the limelight beginning and the end of each case. We expect the judiciary to do their job because it's only the judiciary that is empowered by the Constitution to punish offenders and then provide the employment. A few percentage of the people who are involved in this business is lack of employment. Government will not be able to employ everybody. And that's why the private sector, they have a part to play. If we do things together, I can assure you in the near future, the crime will reduce.
Thank you, Tony. You see, Jude, we all mentioned here that we all have a part to play. This is not about the government alone. all of us have a part to play. To the parents of the teeming Nigerian youths, we want to tell you, the culture of don't ask, don't tell must stop from today. You have to ask your children like your fathers did when they see you flaunting sudden riches. They question you, my son, my daughter, where did you get this money? Please question your children. Find out when you see things that is a bit abnormal, don't just turn your back. Make sure you question them, because you don't know. Maybe that child has been involved in something that is not palatable to the Nigerian community. 2, I want to indulge the federal government of Nigeria, to promulgate measures.
It's 2:00.
To promulgate measures that will kind of, discourage people from this quick money-making syndrome. Because, for instance, what we have abroad, like if I take $20,000 to my bank, or my bank suddenly sees a credit of $30,000, they contact me. They will ask me, where did you get this money? And in fact, if I take a large sum of money to the bank, it's possible the bank will say, we are very sorry, we cannot collect this money from you because you have not proven the source of this money. I think the banks, the Central Bank of Nigeria, should promulgate a law, that will make it, that will make it extremely a must and obligatory for these banks, to contact, national agencies when they suspect that an account is actually receiving huge traffic of credits. That is my take. I believe, as all of us said, all hands must be on deck. Thank you. We have come to the end of today's program. Today, we delved into the spate of ritual killings involving Nigerian youths. And I think the panelists, Anthony Eze from the United States and Jude Nwa-Okolo from Dublin, have done justice to this topic. I want to say a big thank you to you for finding time out of your limited time to be on this program to address this issue. Thank you. And to our teaming audience, we would like to say thank you for joining us today. Please give us a like and subscribe to our channel. From Anthony Eze and Jude Nwa-Okolo, we would like to say